Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with friends to get your game goodness each and every Monday. My name's Don Black. Joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to be here this week on the couch, before all the conferences start. We're just a week away before E3 Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Damn right. Love that for us. I'll see you, Kieran Marchant.
I think I'm going to take up a new position soon, guys, as Ubisoft cybersecurity engineer and infrastructure. I feel like their firewall currently is just like a digital sieve. So I think there's a job opening going there.
No, I miss though is so we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed in a little bit, obviously, but I do miss like the stories where it's like these things used to get leaked because someone was literally looking at this on a laptop on a plane and someone behind like took pictures, and this shit used to happen. And now it's just like, it leaked somehow. I'm like, yeah, but
it leaked.
Yeah, but it's not as exciting. Like, I want like some dude on a subway like dropped a file.
Remember that time someone like walked through, somebody like just walked into a studio.
Yeah,
started walking around.
Yeah, just some crazy. I need more crazy shit like that. Yeah,
we're not endorsing it, but
no, don't do it. But like, that's a bit more exciting. 2 reviews to quickly shout out. Jacob posted this week, so. Yep, fucking all 3 of us suck. Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man PC. Do they call it Marvel Spider-Man Remastered? I can't remember. Anyway.
Yes.
They do? Okay. The Spider-Man review, I haven't published it yet as of writing, but it'll be up by the time this is up. I'm going to do it after this. But he gave it a 10 out of 10, so, he says it's one of his favorite games of all time. I think he says he's played it like 10 times or something. Utterly ridiculous. Like, not the PC version, but in total, that.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. It says all the PC version stuff's great. Obviously, you got ultra-wide support, you get the high frame rates, 4K, etc., etc., etc. Plays very well. He had some technical issues, but then it said they were ironed out on that day one patch, so that's always good to hear. But, I mean, look, we've talked a lot about this game. Came out a few years ago, obviously. We're all fans here of Marvel Spider-Man. Can't wait for the sequel. So, if you haven't played it because you don't have a PlayStation, PC version sounds like it fucking runs like hotcakes.
Did Jacob mention anything about how it's full price on PC and should it really be? Is that a justified for a game that came out only a couple of years ago?
I was like, let's not touch on this. So here's my 2 cents on this real quickly. I'm not touching.
You didn't say anything about Spider-Man.
I'm not saying anything about naming the game you're hinting towards in the subject line. I don't like to take into account price personally when reviewing games, because you don't really do that for anything else, and it means the review will be outdated the second it's on sale or a year from now, etc. It's like saying, like, I know some people do it for movies where like it's worth the price of admission, or it's not, or it's a wait for Blu-ray.
But there's a uniform price.
There is a more uniform price, yeah. So it gets quite hard. So I think it's a matter of, look, read a review to me, and look, if you disagree, that's fine. I feel like this, again, much like reviews, this is a personal opinion and this is mine. But to me, if I'm looking for something in a review, and the way I would prefer the right reviews is just an opinion on the product itself, the game. And then if you read that and decide that sounds fucking fantastic, Dylan loved this, I reckon this sounds great, and the price tag, I'm willing to spend that money to get this experience that sounds awesome because I have that money that I'm able to spend, compared to someone who, if you have less money and you read it and go, like, I'll save it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the review should just be about the game and not really the money.
On top of that, I feel like, especially for Spider-Man and stuff like that, when it's brought to PC, if you want to play it but you don't want to pay full price, I'm sure people don't mind waiting a couple extra months to get it on sale. Steam has a sale every fucking 3-4 months. Like, just grab it whenever you can grab it. You've waited this long for it. Wait a bit longer.
Take all the points off because off the review score because people can't wait.
The game's a 9, but it's full price and has been out for 4 years on another console.
The thing
it's a 10, but it came out.
the thing you're hinting at, the game you're hinting at. See, my
Spider-Man Remastered on PC.
Okay. Well, if we're going to talk Spider-Man, if there was a similar, no, but if there was a game called the Spider-Man let's say a couple of years from now, Insomniac puts out a game called Marvel Spider-Man Part 1. And it's very similar to Marvel Spider-Man Remastered that came out a few years prior. But it just looks a little bit better in areas, and visual fidelity's overall just slightly improved. And you can definitely tell it looks better and plays a little bit better, but overall it's still the same game. Would I bring up the cost as a factor personally? Not really, but would I feel comfortable in saying, hey, this game is slightly better than the remastered one. If you've got that, you're good. I don't feel like that's anything to do with price.
You would write that in your review.
Yes.
You wouldn't mark it down.
No, I wouldn't mark it down for that. I would probably just give it the same score, probably, or around the same score. Maybe a 0.5 less, because it's like, but it'd still just be like around the same to me. Like, the game's still good, but like it's only slightly better than the remastered one we got a few years ago.
Or are we saying, as the game genre gets better and better, these games are worse now than they were when they first came out?
I mean, that's a whole different...
That could be...
I think some games are like that, just because some games' mechanics just don't translate anymore and they fucking suck.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's...
We're talking about The Last of Us. That's what we were talking about.
No, why would you say that?
What we're talking about.
You motherfucker.
I can put it in the notes. SEO.
I had the perfect analogy and you fucking pull that shit out of me. Come on. All right, let's get into the news for this week.
Didn't Jacob write another review?
Oh, fuck, yeah, I've skipped ahead. Got so distracted with our bullshit conversation that you ruined it. So he wrote this other review for us this week, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection, which he gave a 6.5. So this collection...
Speaking of games that the mechanics didn't quite live up to.
Yeah, so...
carry over.
This has a bunch of games in it that are like from SNES, NES, arcade, Game Boy. I think that's the main platform.
Pretty much every console.
Genesis. So like all these old school Turtles games. In his review, he gives like a quick paragraph over all of them and overall thoughts, like the way to do the review. A few of them he's just straight up like, and I know this is how I would feel if I played it too, which is he's like, yeah, like it's fun, but like fucking hard, so like I kind of didn't like playing this, and I feel like that's a perfectly reasonable thought process that I reckon a lot of people would have. He says he enjoyed some more than others, but it definitely feels like a product to me like that is for the hardcore fan of these old games, and if you like the genre and Turtles and want something to play of those, then you've got Shredder's Revenge, which at the end of his review, he says the collection has been put together with care and ran well on PS5. And while these games are fun, I prefer the newer TMNT Shredder's Revenge for its updated features and playability over these aging titles. So,
yeah, I feel like this is kind of like, hey, you can now legally buy these games.
Pretty much.
Please stop pirating.
Pretty much. All right, now let's get into the news for this week. Press Start writes, Halo Infinite's local split-screen co-op has been cancelled with online co-op delayed again. The roadmap for Halo Infinite has been revealed, taking us all the way through to June 2023. There's some exciting updates with a big announcement that local split-screen co-op has been cancelled. Whilst it's easy to understand why this might be the case, it's probably not the best look to announce it after those that were waiting to play it this year have waited close to a year already. Quote, in order to improve and accelerate ongoing live service development, and to better address player feedback and quality of life updates, we've had to relocate studio resources and are no longer working on a local campaign split-screen co-op. This comes after 343 said in 2019 that all future Halo games, including Halo Infinite, would include split-screen local co-op. Thankfully, online co-op is still on the way, but this has been delayed from its already late August date to November 4th, which is when the new winter update will drop to which includes Forge, new maps, and another free 30-tier battle pass. Halo, the next update is Forge, campaign co-op, a few other bits and pieces, online stuff, of course, map, all that sort of stuff. But so there's some good stuff here, which is all like the multiplayer stuff is all like continuing to kick along really well. I've seen a lot of people, I think, rightfully very pissed off about this pull from the rug of the co-op, split screen co-op being pulled. I think they should have just, from the outset, just said the game's never going to get it. And because I know, I've seen people, and I don't think it's bullshit. I've seen many of people tweet that they'd been holding out to play this with their best friend who they played all the games with in co-op, and they really wanted to play this in co-op. And I kind of believe it, because I've seen, I remember even listening to podcasts and
people are going to be able to play it in co-op.
Yeah, but they want to play it together. I get it to a degree. I
know it's sitting next to each other.
But they want to. But the thing is, right? It's 2022. Who the fuck wants to play split screen co-op for first person shooters anymore?
Nostalgic people.
Yeah, nostalgia people do.
It's fucking. No.
It's great. You've got your massive TVs now. So you've both got a normal sized TV.
No. No, it's not something I would do, but I do think it's poor on 343 to constantly say it's coming, we're delaying it, it's coming, we're delaying it, it's coming, we're delaying it, and then after delaying it several times being like, nah, fuck it, we're not doing it anymore. I do think that's kind of piss poor, to be honest. As far as community support, feedback, whatever you want to call it, communication, that sort of stuff goes, I think it's kind of shitty for people who again, I don't truly understand, because it's not something I would want to do, split screen multiplayer these days, but for the people who do, I understand that it would definitely be annoying. Just
go get another console.
Yeah, they're freely available everywhere. Just go down to the local store.
Nope. I don't think people could get them.
I'm sure you can even haggle them down. So
I think no, fuck off.
I'll give you 738, mate, instead of 749. No, yeah.
Well, it's just gonna sit here all day. No, it's obviously not a good look, especially for a game that's kind of it's definitely on that Marvel Avengers kind of trail of a game it's there. I don't know if the fan base is still sticking around.
Well, people still playing the multiplayer.
I don't think it's that bad.
No, the multiplayer.
I think it is. Nobody's talking about Halo except when something's going wrong. Which is constant.
People are always streaming.
You're just not in a bubble that talks about that game.
Multiplayer is still heavily played.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone cares about the no one's playing the campaign anymore.
No, campaign's done.
Campaign's done.
Kind of normal.
So, do you think they jumped the gun with releasing the campaign then? Should they have waited till they had
I don't think they
all
could
this
wait
co-op
longer
stuff
than they did.
That means the multiplayer would have been
if the multiplayer was jumping off
2 years.
If the multiplayer would have kept their game strong.
I don't know. I don't think they could have held off the campaign just for co-op.
I mean, yeah. In hindsight, it's easy to say, especially because Xbox. What does Xbox have? A big release this year? Anything?
Yeah. Pentium or whatever it's called.
So no.
Oh no! There's that weird game, Scorn. Is it Scorn? That's a big one, right? That's a big one. Scorn, Tord.
I mean, they didn't have a big one last year, I guess, other than Horizon, I guess. Yeah, so
Intimate.
Yeah, I'm sure that game's going to be great. It's not going to be. It's not quite on the same scale as Halo.
Oh, they've got Plague Tale.
That's also on
Plague Tale,
PlayStation.
Scored, Pentiment.
Plague Tale's not exclusive.
Plague Tale's Game Pass, but that's not exclusive.
Sorry.
No, but it's all on Game Pass.
I don't think that's
exclusive.
Just because it's on Game Pass, it's been an Xbox game.
They got version 1.0 of Grounded coming out.
Pretty poggers. Camp, everyone.
I mean, I kind of want to play it. I just found a list. The first website that popped up in Google when I typed in Xbox 2022 exclusives by a website called Clutch Points. Their number one game is Scorn.
Yes! Scorn!
Their listing goes,
Scorn. The game with the flesh guns, right?
The flesh guns.
That's the ones?
Yeah. Some guns are cut, some guns are circumcised.
Massive general appeal.
And the rest of the list goes to absolute shit because it includes a bunch of stuff that is definitely not coming out this year. So,
Dill, let's just do your boy a favor. And
it's fine. Next year.
We got him next year, boys. Says every Brisbane Lion fans in the fucking AFL community. Next year,
we've got next week. You don't know. We're still alive.
Sure. Playing against Sydney or Melbourne, that's going to go well.
It's yeah.
You just look up.
I was going to say, what did you look up at?
I'm looking. Well, of course, recording Friday night. I'm just checking the score. Which team
I was like, is this a bit? Or like, what's it?
I'm like, does Ashley have like his CTR like mounted on like the roof or something? Like, that's impressive if he does.
Press out rights. Assassin's Creed Mirage has been officially announced. Ubisoft has revealed that the next Assassin's Creed game is indeed called Assassin's Creed Mirage. This comes after details about the game started leaking earlier this week before artwork hit the internet. The game will be revealed at Ubisoft Forward, which is taking place on Sunday, September 11th at 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. The artwork seems to confirm the leaks that suggest the game will see players play as Basim from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, with the game set to be set in Baghdad. It said that the game will go back to basics and focus more on stealth elements like earlier entries did rather than the huge RPG elements that Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla did. Art piece for a DLC showed up on the internet earlier today. It's called the 40 Thieves quest, which suggests that a quest based on the Alibaba and the 40 Thieves will be in the game. I love the fact that Ubisoft game has its DLC artwork release leaked before the actual game has even been announced. But I love that. Yeah, Kieran, what do you make of all the...
When was the last Assassin's Creed game that didn't get leaked? Because I feel like
the first one.
The first one. Yeah.
I feel like pretty much every one, like Ubisoft doesn't announce them; they just get leaked, and then Ubisoft is like,
"It is very
that's a
ironic that this massive stealth franchise constantly, is revealing itself,
constantly getting caught." Yeah,
stealth is hard.
It's interesting that they're like, the rumors in the leak was like, we're going back to more of a focus on like the style of gameplay from the very first game. I'm like, no, don't do that. The first game was bad. Like, I don't know if anybody's gone back to play
games of the generalized the stealth focus of the original games.
Yes,
like even the second one was focused. Like Ezio stuff's still more self focused.
Yeah, which is rather than I guess the levels and the different gear types and the different weapon levels and stuff like that, like taking the RPG elements, I think is a good idea. I'd really like them to have a smaller scope to like not go big. I almost felt Valhalla was too big.
I couldn't finish it.
It just felt like
I felt like I played it forever and I barely scratched the surface. So.
Like, I feel like even just the general map size of Valhalla is too big. I'd rather just a couple cities to run around, maybe some areas in between the cities, but lower your scope. Yeah, tell a good story.
Good talk. I miss a great invisible wall. You know, games these days are so big and they don't have invisible walls because they just put hills and shit that you can't climb over.
Also, I don't want a boat. I don't need a boat. If you need to give me a vehicle, horse. Maybe a carriage on the back of the horse. Or
it's in Baghdad. What chariot. They have like one river? I don't know. Like, what do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
There's not much. Surely, there's not much water there, is it?
No, there's not. But I guess that's the thing, right? It was like Assassin's Creed Valhalla was like, hey, it's not just England you're in. You're also in kind of the Greenlands and the Icelands and Scandinavia. Yeah, that made that game feel. Yeah, just enormous.
It's funny. Like, I play... like, I got Origins when it came out. Didn't finish it. And then I skipped...
Odyssey
completely. For like 2 years. Then picked it up. Played it for like 100 hours somehow. And got the platinum and everything. Loved that one. Even though I skipped it that time. Because I was like, Odyssey I didn't love. I'll just skip this. Valhalla I pick up after coming off the last one, but loving that. I'm getting all the fucking names confused. Origins I hate. Origins I skipped. Played did like. Odyssey I came back and finished. Then Valhalla I pick up and I play for what feels like forever and I can barely touch the game. These game names they're fucking. I just miss when there was Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, baby. You know we should just be Assassin's Creed 16. Let's do that. Eurogamer writes. Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Wind Waker Switch ports reportedly set for reveal in September. Nintendo is poised to reveal Switch ports of Wii U's The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD and The Wind Waker HD, according to a new report, with the announcement set to arrive as part of a new Nintendo Direct in September. That's according to GamesBeat managing editor Mike Minotti, and ever leaker Jeff Grubb, speaking to during the latest Grubbs podcast, claims to be very, very sure the dual Zelda port announcements were on the way. 100% there is a Nintendo Direct in September, said Grubb. I think there's going to be a lot of Zelda stuff with this thing. I think this is going to be a Zelda blowout for Nintendo. I think in Zelda Focus Direct, Breath of the Wild 2 name reveal would be a fucking start, and then announcement of this port collection would be a banger of a. I think that's a win-win. I think that's a banger of a Direct. Those, let alone whatever else they want to do. So, yeah, I never play. I would actually be a lot of these HD ports and stuff. I don't really care for that. I've never played Wind Waker. I don't know. It's definitely on like.
God, it's so good.
It is in my pile of shame.
Wind Waker would
sort
be
of
great.
Hey,
Wind Waker would be great on the Switch.
Yeah.
I think it's a really solid game to play on that style of console.
And the art style and everything. Play that shit on my on the OLED model, it'll pop on the fucking screen and whatever else. And the art style of that game is like just made to stand up over time. So that's the one of these Zelda games. Like I'm not like, I want to make sure I play every Zelda game. I don't have that. But Wind Waker is definitely of the ones I haven't played, one I would love to play. So I'm definitely down for this.
I'd even love to go back to Twilight Princess, and I've still want to play Skyward Sword at some point when I feel like it.
I did pick that up, and I never started it. So that's how.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I picked it up, but I just never. Maybe one day. Sit there. And then our last story for this week. The story is PlayStation Lifestyle writes, Lance Reddick responds to Resident Evil Netflix cancellation. Despite a star-studded cast, the Resident Evil Netflix show has been cancelled after only one season due to an abysmal view count. According to a report by Deadline, the streaming giant has decided not to order a second season after Resident Evil debuted at number 2 with 72.7 million hours viewed in its opening weekend. That number might look good in isolation, but compared to Netflix's other hit series, including Stranger Things, Resident Evil effectively tanked. After just 3 weeks, the show was nowhere to be seen in the top 10, resulting in its cancellation. Over the weekend, actor Lance Reddick took to Twitter to address the development, and there's a video here where he says, as all of you well aware by now, the show Resident Evil on Netflix has been cancelled, and the haters and trolls now notwithstanding, I want to give a special thank you to all the fans who watched the show. Did any of you even realize this came out?
No, no, I realized it came out because I did see screenshots and people semi-reviewing it, so maybe just talking about it.
I definitely knew it came out. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing because obviously there were people who actually enjoyed it. James from all over the place.
Well played, James Woods. There you go.
Yeah, let's go with that. Not to dunk on any of the other outlets he should have rights for. He was a very strong proponent for it. We're just saying something because he loves the other Resident Evil movies, right? He's like
huge fan of the Paul W.
Mila Jovovich super fan. So, yeah, I mean, it was going for something. I'm sure it vibed with some people. A lot of people did not enjoy it, but I guess that's an expectations thing, and like, or a quality thing. I don't know. I didn't watch any of it, so
I watched half of the first episode randomly, like prior to this announcement, and I stopped only because something else came up and I had to stop, and then I never got back to it. I didn't mind it. However, now that it's got cancelled, I'm not going to go back and fish it. Because what's the point?
You say you watched it, and you can be angry. You can be justifiably angry, and
I can also just watch something else. I just want to throw that idea out there. But yeah, I want to say, like, I was for the.
We're going to start a podcast where we watch cancelled TV shows. It's going to be great.
Please do not say the words. We're going to start a podcast and fucking upset me like that. That just, I got PTSD.
I saw a friend of mine sent me a meme today that was something along the lines of like a life plan, and then it was like broken down the years, and it was like 3 or 4 years down the line. It was like lose the plot completely and start a podcast. I was like, fuck, I'm already that far down the line. Shit.
like 10,
serious.
so like
Great.
10 times over.
We just watched the show until it got cancelled. It was justified or not.
Was it just a?
I mean, it's not a bad idea for a show, but just stop talking about it.
But Dylan doesn't want to do it, is what you're saying.
My body doesn't give out on me for the podcast. Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't mind what I saw. It was definitely different, but I think that's why I was enjoying what I was watching based on what I saw. Very different, very much not what everyone wants, but
Not enough to finish the episode though.
no, I got called away because someone showed up here randomly. So I paused and then never went back to it.
Sorry, I fucking gone to the spirit. I hopped over and I have to say good day.
Yeah, that was fair enough. But yeah, just so rest in peace to that one, and that's just goes to show that no matter the
there'll be another Resident Evil series in like 2 years, probably.
We've still got that movie series, so I think Sony's still doing a sequel.
Have they announced a sequel to that?
No, but I assume they will. I think it did all right at the box office, and it didn't have a huge budget. You know what I mean? Like, so the scales I think were in its favor. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Arcadey Couchy.
This is the shortest episode we've ever done.
I don't know, but I'm down
with multiple people on it.
I'm all in for this to be this length this week.
They can't all be like
Friday night.
Next week's probably going to be longer. Next week is definitely going to be longer, so that's fine. We'll be back to our regular.
Because next week is Ubisoft or is it Disney?
It's both, and I just realized this, so we may need to discuss something in a minute after we finish recording. So, let us know any comments, questions, concerns you have about stuff from this week's show by heading to our Twitters, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter, explosionnetwork.com/Discord, and you can find all those things. If you like this episode and thought it was worth $1, would like to help get me some cough medicine, you can head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support. We can donate as little as $6.95, because I assume that's how much it costs, or buy us a coffee as $1 to help keep the lights on at the website. And until next week, same time, same couch, probably longer, less stuff, sickness, I don't know. Anyway, have a great time. Bye.